If there was a derailment here in Portland with perhaps just one car leaking fuel or one car on fire, I'm pretty confident we can handle that and do a very good, very efficient job with it. Where it's going to get more dynamic is when we have multiple cars on fire, or multiple cars that have derailed, or possibly the train's derailed. We have two different fires burning at once, which is always a potential also. So we would not be able to handle a large-scale incident like that. So if we had just a fuel spill with no ignition source, one of the most important things we need to do is get a foam blanket on top of that product to suppress the vapors. Otherwise, if they were to find an ignition source, then you could have an explosion. So we will use it initially to suppress the vapors, but also to assist in cooling the product and also excluding the oxygen from the product to contain extinguishment of it. Currently, all of our frontline fire engines carry 2 5-gallon buckets of foam, and there's a few vehicles that have a foam cell built into them, but the majority of our engine companies have just 5-gallon buckets. And so a 5-gallon bucket on a large incident is going to last you 5 or 6 seconds maybe. Five-gallon buckets work very efficiently on a car fire or small truck or small spill. But for a large-scale incident like a tank farm or a rail car incident, they don't work. You'd have to find a way of dumping those buckets into a large swimming pool containment device and then draft it back out of that device to extinguish the fire. And it would take literally hundreds of firefighters carrying these 5-gallon buckets and dumping them into a containment pond to draft it back out of, because if you were to put the stinger into the bucket itself, it would last a few seconds, and so you would have the interruption of the supply and it would not work efficiently.